Hi, this is Tim Blankenship with Divorce661.com. We're a licensed and bonded legal document preparation service specializing in divorce, and we can help you everywhere in California. And today we are talking about the request to enter default and some issues and ideas of how to get things moving forward for you with your divorce in terms of the request to enter default. So, a couple of things. First of all, I want to talk to you about the default specifically and when you can submit it. So the request to enter default is used when the other party is not going to participate either intentionally because they don't want to, or you can't get a hold of them or something like that. So what you do is you have to wait 30 days after that party's been served. I would actually go even 31, 32 days just to be careful. And you can submit that request to enter default document to the court. And it'll take a few weeks, and eventually the clerk will approve it. If you've done everything else right, they'll approve the request to enter default, which will then allow you to move forward with your divorce without the other party. Now, one thing we've been seeing a lot of lately is people are filling out all their forms at once. These are people that aren't using our service, and they're getting their default rejected. And here's why. The court doesn't know. Some forms are filed quickly with the court, like when you go and file your summons and petition when you filed for divorce. That was filed relatively quickly. You went to the clerk, they stamped your forms, it was filed. The request to enter default works differently. If you mail it in, or if you take it to the clerk, that's not something that they're going to look at and stamp and give back to you right away. It will be taken under submission, meaning they're going to give it to probably the clerk in the courtroom. They have to pull your file and make sure proper procedure has been met up to that point. So it could sit on their desk for weeks, maybe even a month or 2 months. We've had some take 3 months. So what they're going to look at, they don't know when they actually got that document received. They're going to look at the date that you put on your request to enter default. So if you filled that form out earlier, and that's fine, you can, just don't date it. Make sure the date on that request to enter default is 30 days or 31 or 40 days after that person, the other person was served, your spouse was served. Because if they get that request to enter default and they review it, and let's say it's December 1st and you filed on November 1st and you turned that paperwork in even anytime after that 30 days, but you dated it anytime before the 30 days have elapsed, then they're going to reject it. They don't know that you submitted it 30 days. The date, so basically what I'm saying, I think I'm starting to go off on a tangent here. Don't date that form within that 30-day period. Date it 30 days after. Because even if you submit it 6 months down the road, they're going to look at the date on your form and say, oh, they did this too soon, and they're going to reject your request to enter default. Now, on that note as well, if you're going to strategically default the other party, meaning, and we do this a lot of times where we say, there's no property, there's no assets, no debts. It's a very simple case. We're just going to, there's no reason to even involve the other party. Let's get them served and let's just finish this up on our own because there's really nothing to divide. So what's the point of having them involved? So, and it's much easier to do. Submit the default with the judgment. You don't have to submit the default, wait months on end, get the default approved, and then submit the judgment. When you are going to default someone strategically, submit the default with all your judgment forms. That way it'll be treated as a hybrid, or not a hybrid, but a default without agreement, and they'll understand it's all right there. Okay, here's the request to enter default, here's the judgment, and they could probably get it all approved at the same time, even though the 6 months hasn't passed. So give me a call if you have questions on that. I'd be happy to discuss that, or I'm sure it's on one of our other videos. Of course, we are a paid service. If you'd like to use our service to help you finish up your divorce, or even start it if you've come across this video amidst your divorce, we'd be happy to help you. My name's Tim Blankenship, Divorce661.com. You can reach me direct at 661-281-0266. Please visit our website. I have it right down here below, somewhere right here, where you can, we have hundreds of videos, podcasts. We're on iTunes under Divorce Master Radio. If you want to learn more about our company, be happy to help you. Thanks for watching.